that at the end of class if you want to like take time to fix that. But let's just do it as if you were doing the SAT or the ACT and you had just had a calculator cleared.
Yeah.
Wait.
Maybe that's why this didn't say the right thing.
Also, sometimes, like, if we have, like, if we get ahead,
copied the wrong stuff.
Can we work a little bit on, like, reviewing the Math 1 stuff?
What?
Sorry, guys, I copied the wrong stuff.
Can we do that? Oh, wait,
like, sometimes if we get ahead, review, like, the Math 1
Yeah,
stuff.
when are you taking that end of course exam?
I don't know.
Wait, are we doing 5.2.5 or is that the
5.2.5. So I'm trying to find when this should be tomorrow.
December sometime.
Wow, we're doing the closure.
So we're doing 5.2.5. I accidentally copied the wrong section over, so you need to give me just a moment to get the right slides.
Oh, wait, is the homework still 112 to 123?
Yeah, pick 6.
We normally do
usually
6.
a homework only has 5 questions.
No, it's 6. It's like 100 to 1.5, but if you count like 100 or 1 or 2, like that.
Alright, my apologies. You're going to want graphing calculator and graph paper out, so if you don't have that stuff ready, please get there. And now I copied 526. Get out of here. Where's 525? There we go. Oh, hey, notice what 526 is called? Introducing complex numbers. Yeah, we already did that, right? We already introduced them because we already
We
talked
also
about complex
already
numbers.
introduced the quadratic equation.
Well, yeah, but that was yesterday's lesson, so we're supposed to have already been beyond that. Alright, so let's use the quadratic equation to solve these. There will either be 2, 1, or no solutions up here. No real solutions, that would be. So, get these all into quadratic form, and then use your graphing calculator to solve for your x
The
values.
quadratic form is like the negative b.
Is equal to 0. Quadratic form is equal to 0. Sure. D, E, and F are not in quadratic form. And neither is C, actually, because it's in binomial form. So quadratic would make the trinomial. Yep, all day. Well, is Feed a book I should read? Like, if I start it, I'm going to want to read
I'm
it.
gonna be honest, like, it's not even that.
I didn't enjoy it because I didn't like the main character. The main character is a little. He's weird, okay?
Crazy.
It's very
Have you read Ready Player One?
controversial. I started reading it and then I couldn't continue.
Okay, well, I really liked Ready Player One, so for what it's worth.
I feel like.
Do you guys still have the
like
stuff typed in the
Titus
calculator?
the game isn't that bad, but in the end it's like.
So you can hit second entry as many times as you want. And it will keep going up. Make sure you guys are on task over there. I can actually shut that all the way as long as you guys stay on task. Hey, can I trust you guys to stay on task? Okay. Quit talking to each other unless.
Are we supposed to just be putting them all in? Like, what are we supposed to do with these equations?
So, if you have not had your calculator cleared, go up to find the last time you used the quadratic formula, unless you've accurately programmed your calculator to have it.
Nope.
And you should have that negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac.
I don't.
Now if I leave my screen for a moment to let it, go ahead.
I'm using a different calculator than I was yesterday, and the last person who put a quadratic formula in put it in wrong.
Wait, was that?
Right, so.
Yeah, that was me, and I didn't get to fix it.
Well, because we bumped right up to the end of
I
class
used the
yesterday.
wrong one, but I got a reasonable answer this time. I used the
But you got a reasonable
I
answer.
used my math formula. I
Okay,
got
so you
negative
have to
3,
put this in
negative
the
9,
quadratic
and I keep
formula,
that
right? Thank you for your great answer. I think you were very helpful.
I don't even know what
Negative 3, negative 9?
Yeah.
So think about it. Would that factor down to x plus 3, x plus 9?
Yeah.
So did you fix it?
I don't.
Like,
I
is
didn't
your
change
formula
it.
fixed?
No. Because with the 1 and the negative 3, negative 6,
You're not helping.
Yeah, negative 3 and negative 9 are correct. And actually, you were still modifying that right at the end of class yesterday, so we might have fixed it.
No, but with the negative 3 and negative 7, I'm getting the irrational numbers, so just try to really.
Maybe she did it wrong.
Ha.
Maybe. Try it
With
again.
negative 3 and negative 7, what are you talking about?
No,
Yesterday.
Oh,
Try
yeah.
it again. He might have gotten it wrong. That might have been right the entire time.
Probably was.
Which problem?
It was like
I'm sorry.
1x squared minus 3x minus 7.
Oh, that's what you
Yeah, it was
get
the lesson. It was that.
So your solutions should be these messy values.
Yeah, you were right.
Yeah, it's like negative 1.54 and 4.5.
Yeah, you were right.
So you don't have to go change it?
No. Okay, that's weird.
Well, you know there's no way to multiply to get 7 without something being either 1 and 7 or fraction values.
Yeah. Okay. That screwed us up so much.
Did I do this right? Is one of the x values supposed to be negative 3?
Yes. Yep.
Oh my god,
Okay,
I did it right
so now I'm
now.
going to do the program.
Yeah, check your program, see if it works.
But, yeah, just check. It might still work. You probably have to check.
A is 1.
B is a difference of squares, right? A difference of squares has the same root values, just positive and negative. Sophia, you got a little bit of bedhead or something going on?
I'm working on growing it out, and it's like
It's at the
each
fight
strand
you
of hair is,
phase?
Yeah, pushing all the other hair out of
Yes.
the way, so I just gotta wait until it's
It's at the fight you phase. I know what you mean. Your hair wants to fight you until it gets trained for whatever else, because how your follicles grow is based off what has already happened previously. So if you used to fold your hair this way or like lean your hair this way, and now you want to lean it this way, you have to like retrain it. Literally. Some people wear hats to like try to train their hair to do a certain thing. It's also why hats are bad.
And I've also had it like shaved for like the past year. So
Yeah. So your answers for B should be a positive and a negative, like a pair.
So are we just supposed to put all these in the quadratic formula?
Yeah, just to practice using your quadratic. Now this, what is B?
oh, 0.
0, right? So we still have to type it in. B is 0 then.
Oh, wait. Okay.
If we think about factoring that, but 2x minus 11 squared doesn't work. Right, because that would still give us a B value. So instead of 2x minus 11 squared, which if it was a perfect square would work, 2x minus 11, 2x plus 11 is what that would be factored in binomials. But what that means is your solutions should be positive or negative 11 halves. You should, with your quadratic formula, I'm not asking you to solve it manually. I'm saying using your quadratic formula, you should get positive or negative 11 halves, which is 5 1/2.
Oh, I see what I did.
That's why we're practicing this, is to find those mistakes of what we've typed in.
Am I right though?
Now C, do we
But
need
then
the
if I put
quadratic
the
formula?
equation through, would that still... Wait, what did everyone get for A? Because I want to see if this program actually
It was negative 3
3 and then negative... No, negative 4 over 3 and then 1 over 2. What did people get for A?
Hold on, come back to C, then we'll loop around. C doesn't need the quadratic formula because
Yeah.
opposite of the constant divided by the coefficient.
But I thought you
Right.
wanted us to get them all to the...
Right, so we're going to verify it, like check your formula. We'll put this back into trinomial form. But if we just want to find the zeros as fast as possible, negative 4/3 and positive 1/2, right? Now, if we were to write this as a trinomial, it would be 6x squared
Plus 5x.
negative 3 plus 8 plus 5x minus 4. So use that trinomial and your quadratic formula to double check, is your quadratic formula finding the correct roots? Now in A, it was -3, -9.
Okay, so it does work. Okay.
Wait, can you give me a program? Oh, wait, I'll get my own calculator.
And then find D, E, and F so
You
you
can
can
program
really
those.
check everything.
Yeah, but they're not mine.
You can still program it.
I don't have to.
What he's saying is it won't benefit him since he leaves it in this room.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you program all the calculators, they're all hand.
I mean, she has a point.
But that will just be.
Yeah, that did not help us. Just saves us some time in the lessons, right?
Well, I'll use my program. Maybe you should bring your own calculator.
My calculator is like. Yeah, I'll bring it.
It has the programs look the same.
Yeah, except mine is.
It doesn't matter. You're not
It doesn't matter whether you calculate.
Maybe try a salad every now and then.
Oh no.
It's so much easier when you have a program to do it for you.
Are you trying to flex?
Ooh, wait. We have two same answers.
Weird flex, but
Okay.
Weird flex, but okay.
Is this right? Are we supposed to get that?
I think I did it.
I kind of like that internet, like, kind of
Wait,
sideways, like,
how
insult.
did you get
I
like,
think it's fun.
how did you get like the to the fraction or decimal?
We
You
had
did it,
that.
Yes, I was supposed to get the same
The
number.
difference is
For which?
For D.
What does that mean?
That, it's a civic space.
Wait, so you did
Ah!
you did a fraction and decimal thing yesterday. How
You
did
wrote
you
that,
do
yeah,
that?
it's perfect square.
No, it's not.
D, if we wrote it in quadratic form,
Math.
Right, and then the
would
first
be
one is enterprise.
x squared minus 8x
Yay,
plus
I love the math.
16.
Is that a
Remember, B should be double the square root of C if it's a perfect square. So this is actually x minus 4 squared,
I knew that.
right? So your x single intercept is 4. So now the Yang's program spit out 4 and 4, but what that means is there's just one, right?
Yeah.
There's just one intercept there.
But it's yeah. Let's see if mine spits out.
But it's yeah.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
But it's yeah.
But that's
But it's yeah.
Wait, this is math. Well, not really, but it's one of those.
E is also actually a perfect square.
Is it? Yeah. Alright.
So
It
it's very
is.
big.
So, but it has a. Haven't you like divided them?
Now I want you guys to keep getting more comfortable with how we recognize this. So when we look at E being a perfect square,
How do you delete?
Press the delete button up here.
No. Programs.
Oh, you go to.
here's why this is so hard to recognize. That 36 is going to create a value that impacts everything. When this is a perfect square and this is a perfect square, it's pretty good odds. Yeah, it's a pretty, I don't know. It is pretty good odds that it's perfect square. So try it. Square root your A, square root your B, and then ask yourself, does it work?
I don't know if that works. It's -5. I don't know.
When we go and try it, this doesn't work because the B is negative.
Put a little asterisk by it.
So as Sophia said, try -5. And if we think that through, 6x minus 5, 6x minus 5. Sorry. The outer and the inner are both -30, right? -5 times 6 is -30, and -30. So that gets my -60. This works. It's actually a perfect square trinomial.
Wow.
which is combining two pop culture references. Because I know that there was a video where somebody said, "What are those?" And then another video that somebody said, "Would you look at that?" And I combined them both.
Wait, what?
Nothing, I'm just trying to be funny. Saying "What are those?" combined, or no, saying "Would you look at those?" instead of "Would you look at that?" Like,
Look at those. That sounds so dumb.
Would you look at those?
In my opinion. Would you look at those?
What's my x turn into when it's quadratic? Negative. Yeah, be careful with the algebra. Negative 32. My constant turns into minus 45. Or negative 45.
Why does it say real? Like, what else could you try to real into on a calculator? Like, right by degree it says real.
You want it to be real numbers in a math?
So, like,
Oh.
wait, I mean, to be clear, once you figure out that form, you put that into the quadratic equation.
Oh, yeah. That you are in.
So once you figure out
spit
that
out real
form, you
numbers.
put those into the quadratic equation.
If you want it to be able to spit out complex numbers, you hit A plus BI, which we will start to do.
I use A plus BI, but it doesn't matter because I never get those answers from.
Yeah, you can have your calculator set in A plus BI form, and it only matters if you get complex values.
Oh.
Otherwise, when you get a complex value, it spits out an error.
Oh, so that's why I at least get an answer.
It's living in the world where you don't believe in imaginary friends. If it's in real. If you put it in A plus BI, you can see the imaginary friend. Alright, are we good here?
Wait, so if I do this.
What's our root here? We have two different roots.
Ah! So
This is not a fun one to try to do manually. So when we use the quadratic formula, you should get 2.5.
Negative 0.9. Ah!
Is your program fixed?
Yeah.
Nice. So if you want to steal the program from Leanne or Sammy, they both have it.
Don't clear your memory because I closed programs too.
Wait,
Why?
No, if you press the button on the back.
Oh, okay.
I know that.
Teacher, why are we doing this?
Why are we doing this?
Why are we asking?
Nah, there's no reason. It's just busy work.
Okay.
No, I'm joking.
Nah, he's joking about his joke.
So, Gabby's fed up with deer, and actually, funny enough, I was literally just having this conversation with another teacher about deer running through their yard because it's deer season now. If you are unaware, it's deer season. So the whole deer population in Ohio, huh?
I want to see them, but I don't. They don't like me.
Oh, they have some at the zoo.
What?
They do?
Yeah, reindeer.
You hold. Oh,
I saw a deer driving to school the other morning up on Smoky Road, just like kind of walking across the street.
My mom hates
I just
deer.
remember Miss
On her
Pettigrew's
first vacation
story.
with my dad, she like hit a deer and it like ran over her car and then like, when
Damaged
she
it
went to
a
the
bunch.
dealership, she's like, yeah, here's like all this damage is here.
And here's the blood and the fur.
Oh, like,
I
no,
just
can't do it.
remembered the story Miss Pettigrew told us last year about how she ran into a deer. It was sad because her grandma said that it could have broken through the window, the antler, and just went.
Yeah. That's why it's dangerous to drive really small cars in the country because if you hit a deer, it might come through your windshield. So Gabby is fed up with these deer. They keep eating her tomatoes. So she decides she's gonna build a wall, a fence, a whatever, a barrier. I know, right? That's why I decided we're gonna build a wall. So one side of her garden already has a wall, right? Never mind, I'm gonna stop trying to make jokes related to things I shouldn't make jokes about. So, one side of her garden is against the wall. She has 100 feet of fencing. If she needs to enclose a 600 square foot area, right? She doesn't have her garden yet, but she's making this garden. She knows based off what she wants to grow, she needs to have 600 square feet. How can we figure that? Let's draw a picture, right? So, on our paper, let's make the wall first off. Yeah.
I'm going to draw the
Okay,
picture
well.
that he draws.
Why would you not?
Look at that.
She has 100 feet of fencing.
What?
But she needs to enclose 600 square feet. Excuse me.
So it could be 60 by.
Do we know the length or the width?
We could make it.
But we know things about the length and the width, right?
Can we just make it 60 by 10? Would that work?
60 by 10.
Yeah, the long side.
It doesn't use up all our fencing.
Do we have to use all the fencing?
We'd like to.
Well, yeah, we can save some for when the deer do
When the
something
deer
to our
break
fencing.
them, yeah. When the deer breaks the
We
fences.
should conserve. Conserving is good. Right?
Nah.
Okay, we're gonna waste it all.
Conserving.
I see how it is.
What?
Well, because it's okay. So realistically, that may not be the dimension she wants because 60 feet by 10 feet, like 10 feet might not be wide enough to grow certain plants. You know, like if I want a tomato next to another tomato, that's 10 feet. That like seriously, tomatoes take 5 feet of growing space. I garden. So she could only have 2 tomato plants like here. She probably wants more than that.
But then what if she puts them against the other wall? She could have like 12.
I figured it out. 20 by 30.
If we like, let's say do this.
Wow, look at that.
So that'd be 2x plus y equals 100, and then xy equals 600, and then I think you can put that together.
Wait, what?
Or
Again,
man, I feel like we don't need to use y.
xy equals 600.
I feel like we don't need a second variable. Think about this for a minute. Talk with each other if you want. How using multiple variables makes things annoying. Well, I mean, in a way. So using a second variable makes things annoying.
Then we can get rid of one. Just do it.
Somebody said this, right?
That was
So
Oh, we can do substitution.
Oh yeah, we can say that. Oh.
And then y times x.
Y equals 1.
so wait, don't use y.
Y.
We can use substitution.
Huh.
Y. Why not use Y? And
Oh, I see what's going on. Wait.
So then our area,
I thought that was 2.
which we know is 600 square feet.
It's easier when you just use
So we do
It's easier when you
x times
When
100
you math.
minus 2x equals 600.
Area. Length times width.
Ooh la la.
Length times width. Sweet. 100x
Minus 2x squared equals. We could turn this into quadratic form, and we can subtract 600, and then it would be.
Or we could do it
quadratic
square
form.
with a rectangle. Because we know it's a rectangle, right?
Yeah.
So we can do it that way.
Magical mystery.
Well, I'm just going to solve for x, so could you just do the quadratic formula?
Considering this is the lesson about the quadratic formula, what do you think?
Okay, so we're doing the quadratic formula.
You don't need to try too hard. Just use the quadratic.
Use the few buttons you can press. Right. So
Do some button.
Yeah, but you don't have to like use your brain.
Isn't that what math is all about?
okay, I got bad numbers.
Bad.
Oh wait,
They
I got some bad numbers.
wait. What did I
do
do wrong?
something wrong.
The number 75.
Yeah, I got some non-cool numbers.
You should have one non-cool and one cool.
Okay, I did it wrong. What did I do?
By non-cool, do you mean like irrational? Like one thing?
No, I really just mean he should have one positive number.
No, I got 2 non-cool.
Are they positive or negative?
Both positive. I think
Well,
I just put
they
it in
might.
wrong. Wait, what?
No.
That might be it.
I
No, but it's like
equation
7
I
like
just
that.
typed forward.
You know, if it was made of that, you know? Yeah, I put
As a decimal?
I got 2.
I got 2 positive as well. Well, I mean, that
I got
should
2
make sense.
positive. Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be negative. No,
Yeah, actually, you're right. I don't think
negative.
nothing. Yeah, none of your answers will be negative actually because it has the y-intercept at negative 600, and then it comes right from there, and it's upside down. So we think generally what this parabola is going to look like. Negative 600 way down here, and then it comes up. And we're looking for these 2 points satisfy. One will be a garden that is wider and closer to the garage. The other will be a garden that is narrow and stretches far off the garage.
How did a parabola get in there?
I don't like either of those options in the card.
Wait, I'm confused. How did a parabola get in there?
What do you mean?
the equation.
It's x squared.
Oh.
You want me to show you how to use the program?
Now, if we only typed in this, can we do like one more problem and you guys can do calculator stuff?
Yeah.
And it's done.
If we only typed in negative 2x squared plus 100, that is the parabola showing every pair of values of when x is, what will the area become? Right? We've determined we want the area to be 600. Right? So if we just typed in, like instead of 600, we had y, and we did 100x minus 2x squared, that's the parabola saying, here's all the things that would work in the resulting areas for a fence of a length 100. But we want the specific length of 100 and area of 600. That's why we type in that part. From there, when we quadratic it, what do we get?
X equals 6.972, and then x equals 43.028.
Okay, right x, okay.
43 point what?
028.
Now, one of you, it was Liang,
Did you not get that?
said something about the buttons that we have to type.
It's not right.
X does
Go to y equals.
X does
Go to
not-
y equals.
No, you just press the x button.
Hey, listen to me at this point because I'm going to teach you something you don't know yet.
You put the equation and then look at the table.
No, not the table. Go to go to y equals and type in that equation. Negative 2x squared plus 100x, or minus, plus.
Wait, so, yeah, you can graph it, did you not? Is that what you're trying to teach us? I think you just have
Yeah, but more than that.
Oh yeah, no, are we finding the maximum and the minimum?
No. Now, it won't all show unless we modify the window.
How to zoom out?
No. Guys, please stop guessing what I'm showing you and just follow.
Wait, so it's negative 2x squared plus 100x minus 600?
Yeah, you should have it written down. But, well, why are you asking me?
Because I thought
Let's
I
make
wrote
the
it
x go up to
down.
60. Let's make our y go up to 650. Window. Hit the window button. Window.
Should we leave the scale as
Whoa, it looks weird now.
Should we leave the scale as 1?
Sure.
Will it default back to y max as 10 when we leave?
No, you'll have to go reset your window, which we can look at.
And then can't we use the little arrow things to be like
No. Stop guessing. Everybody get to this screen.
okay.
Or if you want to make it look a little nicer, make your y minimum a little bit further. Like instead of negative 10, make it negative 50. If you want.
Oh my gosh, it's working.
You should be able to see your whole problem.
Oh my gosh, I'm doing it.
Now, the whole problem doesn't actually matter at all.
Oh.
Fine!
But I want you to be able to see the whole problem to see what we're actually doing. So you should have this view.
I love that calculators work.
Your
I love the
calculator
ones
is
that
like.
don't
Now,
work.
hold up. Hit
Range.
second trace.
So cow.
Go to 0.
Wait, what did
You don't even know what it does yet.
I
No,
know.
but it did something.
Hold on. Hey, stick with me. Go left. Move that cursor left all the way down to like here. Get it below.
It goes along the thing.
It's tracing. Notice how it's in the trace menu. Now hold up.
What the what? It shows you all the points.
Oh wait, I went down too far.
Go below the x-axis. For left bound, hit enter. Now the question changes. Go above the x-axis
Okay.
and drop a right bound. Then it says yes.
Wait, how do you do the left and right bound?
Did you hit second trace 0?
Yeah.
Wait.
This is left bound question.
Yeah, so go left. Go left. Oh, you went right first.
Yeah. Was I not
You can hold down left.
Sammy's like some magic in
Whoa, you got the right answer.
So hit enter. Nope, go back left.
Yeah.
Yep, now hit right like twice. You would like to leave a point in between your left and your right, if possible. So notice that is the left bound. That is the right bound. My guess is in between them.
Oh,
It gets me my 6.97. Hit second trace again. Hit 0 again. Scroll right.
oh, I did it wrong.
Make some sound effects.
I did it
Drop a left bound somewhere to the left of where you think it is. Drop a right bound somewhere to the right of where you think it is. And drop your guess where you think it is.
Oh, what you look at this man.
Your y value is as close to 0 as it's able to land based on this screen resolution. So notice how your y says 1e to the negative 10th? That is 1 times 10 to the negative 10th power. So that's 1 over 10 to the 10th power.
So there's, I feel like
Did I
I'm
do
doing
Very,
it
very
wrong.
small.
I feel like I've done something wrong.
So I hit enter.
To the right, enter. Then in between them, hit enter.
Wow!
Wait, what should it look like?
And then I
Let's hold my
the
hand.
calculator.
No, yeah. So to the left. So hold on, to
Already
the
did
left.
the left.
Nope, it's asking you left bound. So you're doing left bound. No. Stop. Left bound. Maybe this. Hey, let me explain this again. Left bound. Hey, please stop talking. If you know what's going on, that's great. But some people don't. Left bound means to the left of where I think it is.
Okay.
So this point, not the left 0, but left of my 0 wherever I am. Right bound is to the right of where I think it is. And then, now, even cooler, if I type in another function, let's say, I don't know, 100x, this may or may not work. Nope, I need way less of a slope.
And then you hit 0 and enter. And then you go, so like, you see, this is like left of where it intersects.
Yeah. So, like what I did. Enter.
Watch. Stop working and watch. Same thing, second trace, except if we go to intersect,
You can find the intersection.
same thing, except I wanted to show you guys the difference because I like overteaching. First curve, I'm on the parabola, right? So I drop a point near it on the parabola. Second curve, I'm on the line. So now I drop a point on the line as close as I can, and then I drop another guess, which normally you just drop it in the same place. And you will find the intersection between two functions. Solutions to systems just got way easier
Wow.
because your calculator can do it for you. All right,
And then you hit enter to the right of it.
And then with your guess,
let's go to the Golden Gate Bridge.
like where you go.
In between the two. So you hit enter.
And just
But what?
Okay, great.
No.
Well, can't win them all.
So that's what I did.
You technically.
Oh, sorry, not the Golden Gate Bridge. Gateway Arch.
Wait,
I don't know why. We have another
Wait, are
problem
you
dealing with
supposed
the
to
Golden
just-
Gate
are you
Bridge
supposed to
parabola
do
this way.
both, or just this
Because the suspension pieces of it is a parabola.
Can you do both like on here, or do you just do one at a time?
You do 1 0 at a time. You cannot generate both zeros at the same time. I know. Email TI and be like, come on, guys. No, if there was a way to do it, they probably would have already done it. Now, there are other ways to get your calculator to spit out your zeros, like factor it for you, but we're learning one thing at a time.
Okay.
So, Raymond's company's been hired to set up a concert stage approximately 15 feet from one base of the arch. One of the bands that will be performing uses a 30-foot tall guitar as its prop. So, Ramon is worried this guitar may not fit. So, he adds coordinate axes to the drawing above to model the gateway arch. He finds this out. Now, interestingly enough, if you didn't know this about the Golden Gate, this is real.
What?
Not the guitar.
A 30-foot top.
It's the same width as it is high.
You're talking about the arch again.
Not Golden Gate. The Gateway Arch. I keep gate in my head is somehow just.
Wait, the Gateway Arch is the same.
It's in St. Louis. Yes, it is the cool looking like it's a giant arch made of metal. I want to say.
So is it like a perfect square?
It's a parabola. It's like a perfect parabola.
A perfect parabola.
So.
Perfect
Is
square
it just
parabola.
pure metal?
I don't know. We need to figure that out.
No, like,
How does it matter?
is it like hollow?
I'm sure it's hollow. Yeah. Look it up if you want to. We have very little time left. We may pick this up here tomorrow. But we need to help Ramon write a function and model the height of the arch relative to the horizontal position from the center. Ugh. Okay. And we're going to use what I just showed you because it's a skill CPN doesn't know that you know yet, but I do. You're breaking my heart. I got like 3 minutes. I try to get you out of here early,
like,
but
the bell doesn't dismiss you. I dismiss you.
well, there is no bell, so.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So the teacher's definitely just.
When you got late to class, and it's like,
So,
"Why are you late?"
that's not
Tell me what they're gonna say.
straight.
I do.
Hey, draw a little XY here. And by here, I mean on your paper. Draw a parabola.
Anywhere?
Well, we're going to try to make it look like our image there.
Make it like a even.
Oh no, I failed.
Now, they have told us,
That doesn't look even, but oh well, it's handmade. Draw. No.
Okay, that's good enough.
not degrees, feet.
What even is symmetry, right? Yeah.
It's a place where we bury dead people. Or, I mean,
Oh.
Wait, hold on. What?
17.
I'm kind of proud I was that quick.
That's 630.
Yes, 630. Feet. Right, so a feet mark.
Oh, that's a feet.
Yeah.
Well,
Feet is
one tick is a foot mark.
And then 2 is.
And then,
Is 3
what's that?
oh, half of 630.
Half of the width.
Why would that be half?
Because they're the same.
630, so then half of 630 would be 315.
You were about to fall in the trap, David.
Hey, it's 315.
It's 630 wide, but that's the whole thing. So its 0 is at 315 or negative 315.
All we need.
How can we start modeling a quadratic to fit this? How can we start modeling a quadratic to fit this?
Find the x.
Well, we
We
know
have the x's.
the y-intercept.
We have the y-intercept.
Find 2 other points.
What is this y-intercept?
0, 630.
630, right?
Well,
I'm incorrect, actually.
Now we need the.
It's x plus 315 and x minus 315, right? Yeah.
Because those are our zeros.
And then couldn't we like do like the 630 to make sure it's the right equation that it actually does equal the equations minus 0, wouldn't it? Yes. Yes.
Yeah, there's no bx, but then 315 times 315?
Calculator.
It's me, but
99225.
Oh
That's
yeah.
a big number.
Would it be negative 9?
So yeah.
This is this guy.
what died?
Oh yeah, I need to
So
plug
we
in my
will
calculator.
continue to tackle this problem tomorrow. We will continue to tackle this problem tomorrow.
Wait, so is this lesson gonna be 2 days long?
No, not really. Well, I don't know. Who knows?
2.5.
My plan was that we would start taking your test on Friday, but you guys will tell me if you feel right.
Okay,
But really, I think you'd rather start it before
I'm
break
gonna leave
while
my
everything's still fresh
calculator
instead of
over
taking the
there.
days off school. Thank you guys for being awesome.
I'll come get my
Did you?
calculator.
Okay, you plugged in. Sweet.
I think so. You might want to check it.
I've got more chargers, but I only normally have one out at a time.
Hey,
Just
this is one of I'll come get it like during extension.
you're charging. Hey, the light on the side of it turns on when it's charging.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's green, yeah.
This is one of yours.
Sweet. Stick it over here and I'll charge it after hers. Thank you. Oh, have a great day, Sophia. Good luck with the hair.